Link sisters, as we await the election results, where we may see our Link sister, Kamala Harris, sworn in as the first woman of color Vice President of the United States, this is a perfectly timed event this evening. Not only is it rarefied air to become the first Vice President of the United States, you've probably heard Senator Harris talk about being the first as she accelerated from one career position to another. Well, that's the same with working for Fortune 500 companies. We're often the first and only ones in the corporate boardrooms or executive offices. Now is our time. They need to experience what we bring to the table. And Link Carla and I want to help pave the way for others to follow in our footsteps. So this is all about maximizing your success. As a fairly recent C-suite executive, I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce you to Link Carla, who has been in the C-suite for years. So Link Carla, you've written 2 bestseller books, Expect to Win and Strategize to Win. And the last time you spoke with us, you dropped several leadership pearls. Can you start this evening off by giving us or sharing 2 to 3 pearls of wisdom from your book?
Yes, thank you so much, Link, Elicia, and good evening, ladies. It is my honor and privilege to spend some more time with you. And let me encourage you to ask anything that's on your mind. I also want to thank you also, Link Shawana, for giving me the opportunity to have part 2 so we can get down to business with the questions that people might have on their minds. And ladies, I tell you, there's no question that you can ask me where I will not be able to give you a prescriptive answer around how to maximize your success. I will tell you that after 33 years on Wall Street, I have seen it all, truly seen it all. So let's talk about 2 or 3 of the pearls that I want to leave you with tonight, as I like to call them, my hard-earned and hard-learned pearls. This first one I want to give you because I realized when I was writing Strategize to Win that this concept of currency is important because relationship currency is so key for us. But we, as women, and certainly women of color, generally have a hard time finding the sponsors or having the relationships that we need in our environment that will allow us to pierce that proverbial glass ceiling. So let me leave you with this. 2 types of currency in any environment: performance currency and relationship currency. But I want you to think to yourself that a dollar is not a dollar is not a dollar. Performance currency is the currency that is generated by your delivering that which was asked of you and a little bit extra. Every time that you deliver upon an assignment above somebody's expectations, you generate the performance currency. It works just like the stock market. Anytime a company says to the street that they will deliver 25 cents a share in that quarter, and that company delivers 40 cents a share, that stock goes up every single time, and so will yours. Performance currency is valuable for 3 reasons. Number 1, early in your career or early in any new environment, it will get you noticed. It creates a reputation for you. Number 2, early on in your career, early on in any new environment, it will get you paid and promoted. And number 3, it may even attract a sponsor. And the sponsor is the most important relationship that you will have in your career. I've been talking about sponsorship since 1990, before anyone was using that word. And now people have written books and built institutes around sponsorship. And frankly, I could not be more thrilled because it is indeed the relationship that you need to focus on. Unlike the mentor, the sponsor has to be within your organization. They have to have a seat at the decision-making table, and they have to have some juice to get it done for you. Make no mistake, the sponsor is the person that is spending their valuable political and social capital on you. So there needs to be a good reason why they're spending this capital on you, and you need to be able to articulate why you are worthy of their spending this capital on you. And if you have great performance currency in an environment, it raises your level of visibility in that environment such that a sponsor may naturally be attracted to you. But for many of us on the call, it doesn't happen that easily. Sometimes you must exercise your power and ask for a sponsor. And if you have great performance currency in that environment, it heightens the probability that that person will answer in the affirmative upon your approach.
Carla, you're dropping a couple pearls of wisdom. You're talking about performance currency. Can you talk about, sometimes we're shy, we don't want to toot our own horn. Do you think it's important to have an elevator speech ready to talk about some of the things you've done for your organization?
Absolutely, Elicia. Thank you so much for that question, because here's the deal. You never know when you'll get stopped in the elevator with the CEO, and you should always be able to answer this question. They say, Elicia, how are you doing? What's going on? What are you working on these days? You should say, I'm working with so-and-so, I'm in this department. Here are the 3 things that we're trying to get accomplished. Here are the 3 things that we were able to do. Notice I'm saying we and not I, because by virtue of your telling the story, the I is implied. But the performance currency, Elicia, will only take you so far, because the point I was about to make is that it's worth about $1.50 early on. Over time, it starts to experience diminishing marginal returns. Why? Because now everybody knows that you will do a great job. Everybody expects that you will deliver. So there's no longer a premium associated with your deliverable. The currency that's now most important is the relationship currency. And
what's that, Carla?
Yes, relationship currency is the currency that is generated by your investing in the people in your environment. You must remember that none of us work in a silo. We're all working in highly interdependent environments. So at a minimum, you must have a relationship with every seat that touches your seat. If the only person that knows that you're doing a great job is your boss, then your ability to ascend in any environment is going to be vulnerable. Why? That person may leave the organization. They may lose their seat at the decision-making table, or they may lose their juice. So it is your job, back to your question, Elicia, it is your job to make sure as many people as possible is aware of your outsized contribution.
Let me tell you a few things that I heard. Don't overinvest. Stop spending time and not getting paid or not feeling valued. Go ahead and move on. There is no I in team. It's much better to say we, even if you've done the lion's share of the work. You heard Carla say she had some hard-earned and learned pearls, and she shared a lot of that with us. Another one of her favorite phrases she said tonight, perception is the co-pilot to reality. Perception. You create your perception. You do your narrative. I think that's very important.